How long have you been working? 10 years? 20, 30? And where are you financially right now compared to where you thought you would be? Be honest. Not with me, with yourself. Because I cannot see your answer and you can. And the honest answer, the one you give yourself when nobody is listening, is the most important piece of information in this room right now. Because if the honest answer is not where I plan to be, if there is a gap between the financial life you imagined and the one you are actually living, then I want you to know something. That gap is not an accident. That gap has specific causes, and those causes have names. Today, I am going to give you 5 of them. 5 specific habits that are keeping you exactly where you are. 5 habits you may not even know you have. 5 habits that will continue producing the same result year after year until the day you decide to change them. I have been in rooms like this one for over 40 years. I have talked to people in every financial situation imaginable, and I can tell you with complete confidence that the 5 habits I am about to describe are operating in the lives of almost everyone who is not where they want to be financially, including, and I say this with respect, not judgment, possibly yours. Stay with me. Because recognizing your habit is the beginning of replacing it. Habit 1, and this one is about you specifically. You are spending everything you earn. Not you might be, not some people are, you. Let me prove it with a question. Of every dollar that has passed through your hands in the last 10 years, how much of it is still with you? Add up everything you have earned across a decade of work. Now look at what you have accumulated. What percentage of it stayed? For most people, that number is uncomfortably small. And I am not asking you to feel shame about it. I am asking you to see it clearly, because you cannot fix what you will not look at. Here is what I know about you. You are not spending foolishly. You are probably spending on completely reasonable things. Food, housing, transportation, the normal expenses of a normal life. A few small pleasures that you have earned and deserve. The problem is not what you are spending on. The problem is that you are spending all of it. And here is the thing you may not have considered. Every month that you spend everything you earn, you are making a decision. You may not feel like you are making a decision. It may feel automatic, like the money arrives and the bills take it, and there is nothing left. But the decision is this. You are deciding that your present is more important than your future. Every single month, automatically, without thinking about it. And your future is listening. Here is what I want you to do. Not someday, not next month, today. Decide what percentage of everything you earn belongs to you. Not to your bills, not to your lifestyle, to you, to the version of you that exists 5 and 10 and 20 years from now. 10% if you can, 5 if 10 feels impossible, 1% if 5 is too much right now, but a specific number. Decided today, moved automatically before anything else is paid. Pay yourself first, not last, not from whatever remains. First, because here is the truth. If you wait for what is left, there will never be anything left. The spending will always expand to fill everything available. This is not a character flaw. It is human nature. And the only way to defeat it is to remove the portion before the nature can spend it. Decide the percentage today. That is, habit 1 replaced. But stay with me, because habit 2 is the one I need you to hear, even if it makes you uncomfortable. Habit 2, this one, is about how you explain your life to yourself. You are blaming things outside yourself for where you are. Now, before you disagree, let me be precise. I am not saying your circumstances are entirely your fault. Some of them are not. The world is not perfectly fair. Advantages are not distributed equally. You may have started with less than the person next to you. You may have faced obstacles they did not face. All of that can be true, and it still does not change what I am about to say. The habit of looking outward for the explanation of your results is costing you everything. Here is why. When the explanation lives outside you in the economy, the system, the boss, the timing, the luck, the solution also lives outside you. And you are waiting for outside forces to improve before your life can improve. But outside forces do not take instructions from you. They do not improve on your schedule. They do not care about your timeline. And while you wait for them to change, your life stays exactly where it is. Now let me ask you something personal. Think about the last time something did not go the way you planned financially. Your first instinct, the very first explanation that came to your mind. Where did it point? Inward or outward? If it pointed outward, that is the habit. Not a character flaw, a habit, installed over time, changeable. The replacement is this. Every time you feel the pull to explain a result by pointing outward, stop and ask yourself one question instead. What could I have done differently? Not to punish yourself, to find the lever. Because the lever, the thing you can actually pull to produce a different result, is always found inside the inward question, never inside the outward explanation. Full responsibility, not because everything is your fault, because responsibility is the only position from which change is possible. That is habit 2. And I need you to hear this next one even more personally. Habit 3, this one, is about how you are spending your free time. You have stopped learning. I know that might feel unfair. You are busy. You are working. You are managing a life that has real demands on your time and energy. When exactly are you supposed to be learning? But let me ask you this. When you finish work today, what will you do with your evening? Not what you should do, what you will actually do. If the honest answer involves a screen, television, social media, anything passive, then I want you to understand something. You are spending the hours that could change your life on things that will not change your life. And I am not saying this to make you feel guilty. I am saying it because you asked yourself honestly and the answer told you something important. Here is what I know about the relationship between learning and earning. Your income will rarely exceed your personal development. Read that again. Your income will rarely exceed your personal development, which means if you stop developing at 22, if the last serious, deliberate learning you did was whatever the formal education system gave you, then your income is limited by what a 22-year-old understood about how the world works. No matter how hard you work, no matter how many hours you give, the ceiling is set by the learning, not the labor. So here is what I am asking you to do. 1 hour, every day, deliberately, in the area where you want to grow, not the news, not entertainment, not anything passive, deliberately chosen learning, a book, a course, the biography of someone who built what you want to build. 1 hour a day is 365 hours a year. Do you know what you become after 5 years of that? Not a celebrity, not an overnight success. You become the most knowledgeable person in most rooms you walk into. And knowledge is what opens doors that effort alone cannot open. 1 hour, starting tonight. That is habit 3 replaced. And now habit 4. This is the quiet one, the one you feel but rarely name. Bit for this one is about the people you choose to spend time with. The people closest to you may be holding you back. Now, I want you to hear that carefully. I am not asking you to abandon anyone you love. I am asking you to see something clearly. Think right now about the 5 people you spend the most time with. Not who you wish you spent time with, who you actually spend time with. Whose voice is in your ear most often. Whose reaction to your ideas you hear most frequently. Now ask yourself this. Are those 5 people where you want to be? Are they building what you want to build? Are their financial habits the habits you want to have? Is their thinking the thinking that produces the results you want? Or are they comfortable where they are? Are there conversations about other people rather than ideas? Are they explaining why things are hard rather than figuring out how to make them better? Because here's what nobody tells you. You do not choose their influence. It arrives automatically. Over months and years, the thinking of the people around you becomes your thinking. Their standards become your standards. Their ceiling becomes your ceiling. And you do not even feel it happening. Because it is gradual. Because they are people you care about. Because the influence does not come as a single dramatic event. It comes as a slow, daily, comfortable pressure toward the average of their results. So here's what I want you to do. Not abandon anyone. Add to your life the people who are where you want to be. Find them in books if you cannot find them in person. Put yourself in rooms, physical or virtual, where the standard is higher than your current standard. Because when your standard rises, your performance rises to meet it. Every time. That is habit 4. And now habit 5, I have saved this one for last because it is the most important. And because when you hear it, you are going to think you are the exception. You are not the exception. Habit 5, this one is about how you are spending your energy right now. You are confusing being busy with making progress. I want you to stop for a moment and honestly answer this. Are you busy? Of course you are. You are exhausted. You have been busy for years. You work hard. You put in the hours. You are doing everything you are supposed to do. So why are the results not matching the effort? Because busy and productive are not the same thing. Because movement and progress are not the same thing. Think about a rocking horse. It moves constantly. It goes nowhere. Now think about your typical week, the hours you put in, the tasks you complete, the activity you generate. How much of that activity is moving you toward a specific, clearly defined financial destination? Not generally, specifically. Because here is what I suspect. You do not have a specific written financial goal, not a vague desire, not a general hope, a specific named, numbered, dated goal written on paper. I want you to be honest with yourself right now. Do you have one? Can you say right now exactly what you want financially, the specific number and the specific date by which you intend to have it? If the answer is no, and for most people it is no, then your busyness has no destination. Your movement has no direction. And without a destination, all your effort is just energy scattered across whatever happens to demand it on any given day. The replacement is this. Write a specific financial goal today. Not after this seminar. Today, before you go to sleep tonight. A number, a date, written down in ink on paper. And then every morning ask yourself one question. What is the one thing I can do today that moves me closer to that number? One thing. Every day, directed by a specific written destination. That is how busy becomes productive. That is how movement becomes progress. That is how the next 5 years look completely different from the last 5. Now let me bring all 5 of these home for you, because I want you to leave this room today with something specific. Not a feeling, not general inspiration, a specific awareness of which of these 5 habits is most active in your life right now. Habit 1, you are spending everything you earn. The replacement, pay yourself a specific percentage first, automatically, every month. Habit 2, you are blaming things outside yourself. The replacement, full responsibility, every time. What could I have done differently? What can I do from here? Habit 3, you have stopped learning. The replacement, 1 hour every day, deliberately, in the area where you want to grow. Habit 4, the people closest to you may be limiting you. The replacement, add people to your life who are where you want to be. Habit 5, you are confusing movement with progress. The replacement, one specific written financial goal and one daily action toward it. 5 habits, 5 replacements, every one of them available to you starting today. Now here is what I want you to do in the next 5 minutes. Not all 5, just one. The one you felt most in your body when I described it. The one that made you slightly uncomfortable, the one you knew immediately was yours. Just that one. One replacement. Starting today, because the person who changes one habit today is unrecognizable in 5 years. And the person you become by changing that one habit, the one you already know is yours, is the person you came into this room hoping to be. The door is open, the replacement is clear, the only thing left is the decision. Make it today.